Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win!
Welcome back to Yankees Central. This is Dave, the host of this YouTube podcast channel. And we're going to go over the trade deadline and what I'd like to see, what the rumors are, and, all normal stuff. We'll go over what's recently taken place with the Yankees. We're currently in a series with the Cubs. Got one more game remaining. And it's a rubber game, I believe, because we lost one and won one. So it is going to be the deciding game as to who is the one that's going to win. So far, we've got, it's not Yankees related, but they were linked to Tarek Skubal. And I never thought the Yankees would get him anyway. We weren't really a target of him. I think our pitching depth, starting-wise, is perfectly fine for the most part. We've got people that are injured, and when they come back, that's an addition by, just by somebody getting healthy. I mean, Clark Schmidt's coming back, so that's a good arm right there. So Skubal goes to the Dodgers, of course. And, they've got really good depth, but they can always add, especially if Shohei Ohtani cannot pitch as much. The Braves acquire Lane Thomas and Bailey Falter from the Royals. Falter's a lefty who has kind of got an interesting past. Back of the end of the rotation kind of guy, back end rotation dude, probably a long relief guy. And of course, Lane Thomas is a righty outfielder with some pop. Defensively, they got him not so good defensively, but it's kind of one of those things where they can rate people negatively on the defensive side, and it could actually be a positive thing. You know what I mean? Like, it could be they're still good defensively, just they don't rate as well age-wise. Just like Paul Goldschmidt, he's a better defender than Rice is. Rice is improving, hands down, improving a lot. Let's get to the Yankees. This is the tracker they have thus far. Athletics acquired Scott Lewitt and acquired Aiden Moffett and Aaron Savali and cash. Ben Hansen, and they traded away Brett Harris. And of course, we already went over some of these. Well, they got Joey Bart. He's a good catcher. Underrated. Well, he was a prospect, and he just fizzled in San Fran. But when he got out of San Francisco, he kind of woke up a little bit. Too much pressure in San Francisco. He kind of woke up in Pittsburgh. I think he'll do well in Atlanta. But how long ago was that trade? That must have been like forever, because he's already got 20 games under his belt. Yeah, they traded away Dean Kremer to Minnesota. Jake Rogers, he's a catcher. They got him from the Tigers, I believe. Yeah, there's some of these names are just like, really? They're just bottom feeders, a good share of them. I mean, Aaron Savali is no bottom feeder. He's pretty decent. Well, back of the end rotation guy, he's fourth, fifth starter type. Might catch lightning in a bottle for a couple starts here and there, but overall you get what you get. And to be honest, he was pitching with the Athletics, so they got that AAA PCL park, which is basically a freaking launching pad. And of course, where's the Yankees one? That's the star of the show here. And thank God the Yankees got rid of Camilo Duval. I am so happy they got rid of this guy. Great pitcher, just not in New York. He seemed to do well on the road. At home, he was horrible. It seems like his stuff was, how do you say, not conducive to Yankee Stadium. They seem to hang just in the right spot for people to launch home runs off him. So yes, he probably will be much better in Pittsburgh. And we got a couple prospects. They probably won't be nothing, but I think we're offsetting some cash their way. All right, let's check reference here. I always check reference. I think it was already set up here. I don't know why we didn't go there. All right. All right, so today we got 220, Garrett Cole, of course. St. Louis is coming to New York on the 3rd for 3 games. And then Atlanta comes to town. So awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Here's one of my wishes. I wish Jazz Chisholm Jr. is ousted. I'd like to see if Volpe can ever improve. He's a hell of a talent, but his headspace is not right. But we really need to get Judge back. Cody Bellinger's out, and it's good to see that. Okay, he's out, so give the heck's his name, Spencer Jones a spot, and he's actually doing pretty well. He strikes out a ton, but on Twitter, I don't have a Twitter X account with this thing associated yet, but I have posted from my gaming channel in regards to some of this stuff going on. And I had compared him a little bit to a guy named Kyle Schwarber. And the reason why I compared him to him is when he first came up, he was strikeout galore, and he was with the not Pirates, Cubs, and that was his knock. But he walked a lot. But you look at his early seasons. No, we don't need that. He 211, 238. He could hit home runs. He didn't really start to really wake up until later in his career, and his batting average has risen enough to where, he's respectable now. And at least this dude's got some oh crap, wrong place again. All right, let's go to the Yankees. Go back to schedule, and okay, scores. There we go. That's what we want. All right, let's go back to July, maybe June. I was supposed to do a video last week. I never did. That busy. I think we did one regarding the Phillies. Okay, the White Sox, we beat up on them a little bit, which kind of surprised me a little bit. And the only reason being is the White Sox are a better team than they were last year. And I just was surprised that we were able to. And Fried, I think that was one of his first starts back, or second start back. I think his first start he did better. But where are we at? July 28th. Cole came in and actually started to pitch like Cole from 2-3 years ago. Did really well. And then Wednesday, we had a game which went forever, and they lost it in extras. And then, You see that. Yeah, White Sox over the Yankees again. And then here we are with the Cubs. We won the first one 2-0. The good thing about the Cubs White Sox series is we didn't have to go very far. Uptown, downtown, wherever. And then of course last night's game, we'll check the Bucks or the box score rather. That's when he hit his fifth home runs. Fried hit 5 innings, struck out 7. And Savili did all right, couple walks. And then Cruz comes in, blows the save opportunity, I guess. Yeah, two-run home run or 2 earned runs rather. And Giovanni Cruz, I think, is the one that replaced Duval. So anyway, today we've got Cole pitching against Ray. Ray 8-7 with a 4-something ERA. How are we against Ray? It's kind of hit or miss. Dominguez seems to hit pretty well in a small sample size. Very small sample size. So it's hard to tell. Goldschmidt's probably got more of a track record. 300 hitter, 10 at bats. We'll see. I'll be watching it for sure. I'll be watching it for sure. Now we're going to go to the MLB. Yeah, we're trying to not have dead air here, but sometimes it's helped. Sometimes it can't be helped. I'm in the middle of looking for what I want. So the trade deadline is Monday at 6 o'clock. There's been rumors the Yankees are looking at Joe Adell for right field or a right-handed hitting outfielder. Personally, I don't know if he's a good fit. They have been also looking at Luis Arraez for second base. I actually like this. I would like maybe give Jazz Chisholm a chance someplace else with another team and see if we can't do it swap for swap. I mean, not Chisholm to there, but maybe a 3-team thing. Chisholm goes to another contender or something, and we figure out a way to make it work. But I like Arraez. He's pretty decent second baseman defensively. And obviously, you're going to get somebody that's going to get on base and potentially be able to move runners over. Maybe he's not going to be the RBI guy that you want, but he's definitely, pardon me, what you would consider an old school table setter. They used to call them back in the day. They set the table for the big boys to come in, and he could score runs that way. And if there was anybody in the catching department I'd like to see the Yankees get, I don't see him listed. Oh, Hunter Goodwin, obviously, but his price tag might be too high. He's a switch hitting catcher. I don't know much about his defense. I know the reason why the Yankees keep hanging on to Austin Wells and not dumping him is because he's so awesome defensively. He runs the pitching staff really well, and I don't think they'll get rid of him very quickly. I think you're going to see if they acquired Goodman, I think Goodman would probably start and move to first or another spot, and they'd put him in the latter part of the game, and in a crucial defensive situation. That's what I would do personally. but I don't know if they're going to be able to get him. I don't know who they're going to offer. Personally, I'd like them to keep Spencer Jones. Dominguez, I'm not sure about. I'm on the fence about this dude. He's had more than enough of a leash to get started. And I point out to one thing here, and the reason why I say that is a guy came up a couple years ago. This dude's name is Ben Rice, and that dude, when he first came up, you'll see what he did. 50 games, 171 average. And I remember watching that 2 years ago, and I'm thinking, man, this guy's got he's got it. He can work a count. He can do everything you ask. Um, I think he deserves a good leash because his walk total, everything was good. And then next thing you know, boom, next year he wins, takes the first base job pretty much over, clocks out 26 home runs. This year he's already eclipsed last year's total with 31. So, yeah, and you look at Dominguez, what the hell? Stupid son of a bitch. There we go. Yes, I'm an idiot sometimes. I got too many things open. Okay, Dominguez. Dominguez is supposed to be the Martian. 0.4 for a WAR, 6 home runs, 229 batting average, on base percentage 271. That is just unacceptable. He needs to walk more. And if he can't walk more, then bring the batting average up. 9 walks and 200 at bats is just unacceptable. You got to have more than that. Unless you're going to hit 280, 290. You hit 280, 290, people can overlook the walks. Just like Alfonso Soriano was like that. A couple other guys, they could at least hit. If you can't hit very good, then you got to take a walk. Just like Volpe's doing now. Volpe's walking. At least he's doing that. And that's kind of offset his low on base percentage that he's had. We'll go down and look at Volpe real quick again. I like Volpe. I've been kind of hard on him and defending him tooth and nail, but you go from 43 walks, 42 walks, 50 walks, and 600 at bats, give or take, to 22 walks in 56 games. That means he's going to triple his walks if he has a full season. So his walk totals are going up. That means on base percentage goes up. And if the batting average could be 250, 260, 260, somewhere in that range with very good defense, then you'll accept that out of him. I might have another video following the trade deadline to recap what was done. Personally, I don't think much is going to get done. I don't think Yankees are going to do anything crazy. I'd like to see them get rid of a few guys. I do not feel like Jazz Chisholm is a winning player. He does not seem to have the attitude of a winner. I haven't seen us much successful since he's been here. Yeah, we went to the World Series last year, but did we get there because of him or did we lose it because of him? I don't know. There were a lot of questionable calls that were made in the playoffs and such. So anyway, I think that will conclude our video today. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll be back more Yankees craziness very, very soon. So be there, be square. We'll see you next time.
The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win!